already talking about the best job in the world.
Oh, yes.
So mine isn't the best job in the world. Do you know how good it feels to wake up at 3 o'clock?
I met someone yesterday who has a chance at getting a far better job than you do.
I remember we did have that story a few weeks ago. It's a job in Australia.
Yeah, so for 1.5, anywhere between 1.5 million,
Yes.
2 million bob a month, you get to swim, you get to sail,
I saw that.
you get to take care of fish, and you get this humongous villa. It's got like 6 bedrooms in it, and it's
Yes.
in the middle of nowhere. It looks really
On
cool.
an island.
And it Kenyan was shortlisted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we got him for an exclusive interview.
Yes.
And here's part 1 of that particular interview for you right now.
Who am I? Right. Born in Kenya, 3rd generation Kenyan. My grandfather wasn't born here, but he came here when he was about 3 years old in the late 1800s, 1880 something. And my father was born here, I was born here. My mother is actually English, but raised in Uganda. I went to school here. I was at Hillcrest School all the way up to my A-levels, and then I left for university, travel around doing various things, and I've come back to Kenya. Well, I now work for XFM. I'm a chef by training. That's what I studied overseas. I have a degree in hospitality management too, and when I completed my degree, I worked as a chef for about 14 years around the world in various places.
All right. And so when you came back to Kenya,
Yeah.
got into XFM, and this offer came along, what made you think you're the best candidate for the job?
Why was I the best candidate for the job? I thought I had a really good chance because of a lot of the experiences I've had in my life. I have a background in hospitality. I'm a chef. I've traveled a lot. I've been to many parts of the world through work and through exploring. And so with those, I sail a lot, I dive, all the things that these guys in Australia were asking for, I've pretty much done. So I figured, I'd stand a chance. I didn't think I'd get this far, and here I am so far.
Well, that's definitely the best job in the world. I do agree.
There. He's called Kieran Jethro. It's a 4-part interview. We'll have more of it in the course of the show. And of course, don't rule in the process. It's a bad idea.
But I'm wondering now, what's the next step?
Well, here's the thing. You see, we have what the Tourism Board of Queensland wants is that they ask guys, send in your applications, all of you, wherever you are, all over the world.
Yes.
Send in your applications. And at some point, the traffic on the server was so high, it crashed.
Wow.
Yeah, so they had to expand that a bit. But once they got all these applications, they have 11 slots. So the first 10 will be picked up on the judge's decision, purely on the basis of, I think you've got the skills you need.
Yes.
So you make the cut for the final 10. But before that, you've shortlisted these 50 guys you've picked.
Yeah.
He's made it the cut into those 50 guys.
Yeah.
Right? The 11th slot is a wild card pick. The person with the most votes among those 50 picks it up.
Wow, my fingers are definitely crossed for him.
Go vote. Go vote. We'll have more details on where you can vote, how you can vote. Go vote for this guy. Take a Kenyan out there to make $500,000 bob. 1.5, I'm doing nothing. Why would anyone, strictly speaking, why would I vote for you? Go and get a job where you're doing nothing and you're getting paid 1.5, 2 million bob.
Exactly,
Why?
to swim and eat seafood,
Exactly.
live on an island.
Yeah, why? Why exactly? What does it mean for me as
Yes.
a Kenyan? That's a question we put to him in part 3 of this interview, and here was his response.
If I get the job, personally, it would be a huge thing. Obviously, there's the financial side of it. They're offering a massive amount of money, which
How
is
much are we
good.
talking about?
They're like 9 million bob for 6 months. It's a lot of money. That's good for anybody. But I mean, with this sort of exposure, it's got the sort of media frenzy around this worldwide is huge. And with this sort of exposure, it would have to lead to bigger and better things, so long as you did the job properly, which would be a huge, I would be very committed to it, obviously. And what it would mean for Kenyans, well, it's just more exposure for Kenya. We've got our sevens guys are going out there for the World Cup today. They're gonna nail everybody that they play, and I'm convinced they're gonna win this World Cup. I really am. I'm not just saying that. We said a few days ago they're gonna win. Now, given their performance, so everywhere you go, people are hearing about Kenya, our athletics, now our rugby. I would hope to bring a bit more exposure to the country, and just another reason for people to stand up and take notice of who we are. Why vote for me?
Yeah.
Why would you vote for Kieran? Why would anyone vote for me to go get the best job in the world while you guys are all stuck in your offices thinking, look at that guy. One, because, well, okay, because it would be another good, massive amount of exposure for Kenya. I love this country. I've been here all my life. I would be a great ambassador for the country. I've played rugby for Kenya many times, and I would really make an effort to make sure people know who we are and what we're about, and that, you know, all the nonsense that we've had over the last year and a half, 2 years, is not what Kenya's about. It's not what Kenyans are about. I would be very, very committed to that as part of my message to the world.